But let's just talk about what actually went down with this whole Ronda Rousey, Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair stuff with Fastlane and all of that. So last week on Monday Night Raw, we saw, we saw Ronda Rousey call out Vince McMahon, and she said, Vince, I need you to reinstate Becky Lynch. And Stephanie comes down. So then she says, Stephanie, you're how to do your dad's dirty work. Whatever, I don't care. Reinstate Becky. And Stephanie says, no. So Ronda says, if Becky is not in this match, if I don't get Becky at Mania, I don't want to be the champion. So she left the title in the middle of the ring. Come this week, and the other thing, Stephanie said, we can't unsuspend Becky. She's been arrested. She's being charged as we speak. There's no way we can just unsuspend her. And it made sense, and it's like, she got suspended. Maybe if she would have came to them and tried to appeal it, that would have been one thing. But no. She had to come to them and try to break the rules. So, of course, the McMahons don't want to unsuspend her, even if she has a legitimate reason to be unsuspended. She broke the rules. So, anyways, to my point, this week on Monday Night Raw, Charlie Caruso says, well, Stephanie, what's the future hold for the Raw Women's Championship? Is Ronda still the champion? Is the title? What's going on? And Stephanie literally goes, well, first off, Becky's unsuspended. Charges will not be put on her. And I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? You just said last week there's no way you can unsuspend her. That she's being charged. That she's being booked at the jailhouse. And it's like, you were so insistent on she can't be unsuspended last week, but then this week you're like, oh yeah, screw it. She's not suspended anymore. And she's got a shot to be the champion. Because Stephanie literally said, at Fastlane, Charlotte Flair will face Becky Lynch. The winner will win the vacant Raw Women's Championship. Like, what? Really? So then fast forward to the end of the show. And, fast forward to the end of the show. And it's Becky and Charlotte signing their contract for this match. So you think, okay, they both signed, match is set, Raw Women's title on the line, and all of a sudden, here comes Ronda. Here comes old Ronda Rousey. Ronda Rousey comes out to the ring, and she just goes, what are you doing here, Steph? I said I wanted Becky, and now are you giving me Becky? And Stephanie goes, well, you vacated the title. And Ronda literally looks at Stephanie and goes, I didn't vacate nothing. I didn't vacate the title. I told you had a week to make a decision. You've made that decision. Now give me my belt back. And Stephanie kind of looks at her and Ronda's like, give me my title. And my first thought was, if this was any other woman on this roster, Stephanie would have been like, who the hell do you think you are talking to me like that? I'm a McMahon and blah, blah, blah. But no, Ronda Rousey. We're supposed to think the Ronda Rousey character can get away with anything she wants. If that's the case, that she can get away with anything she wants, then why isn't Ronda beating up the entire freaking men's and women's roster? Like, it's just so ass backwards. Because Stephanie just, okay, here's your belt. And it's like, what? You just give in that easily, Stephanie? So Stephanie goes, well, we've already got a match signed. So I'm thinking, okay, the title's still on the line. They signed a contract that said Raw Women's Championship. Or at least Becky said Raw Women's Championship. But, because Becky had to sign a whole harmless agreement. So that way, if she got hurt, it's not on the WWE and this and that. Anyways. She gives Ronda the belt. And she goes, but we're still going to have a match at Fastlane. If Becky can win, then she gets in the Raw Women's title match at WrestleMania. But if Charlotte wins, it's only a singles match. Is that fine with you, Ronda? She literally had to ask Ronda if that was okay. And Ronda just grabs the mic and she says a lot of this weird verbiage. And then she says, damn the man, screw the woo, no more Miss Nice Bitch. Kicks Charlotte in the gut. Charlotte rolls out of the ring and then just proceeds to beat the crap out of Becky Lynch. So at Fastlane, it's going to be Becky versus Charlotte. If Becky wins, then it's a triple threat. I've been saying this for months that was the direction they were going to go. So it's like the storyline that they're using to get to this match at WrestleMania is so convoluted and so just mumble jumbo. We can tell that they've changed it 5 times every week. But I feel like with all that considered, how they get there is how they get there, whether it's stupid ass or not. This match that we're going to get at WrestleMania, which is 99% going to be the main event, that I mean, from everything I've heard, this is most likely the main event, final match of the night, should be a pretty damn good match. But it's just like, the way you're getting here is making people not interested anymore, because it's like, from week to week, there's no consistency in the storyline. So how is someone supposed to care when one week there's no way we could suspend or unsuspend Ronda or Becky, but then the next week, it's like, hey, guess what? Becky's gonna fight for the title, Fastlane. She doesn't have to wait till Mania. It's like, what? Just, it doesn't make sense to me. It really does not make sense to me, this storyline. And I hope we don't get more convoluted, mumbo-jumbo, jumbled, crumbled storylines going into Mania with other stories like the Kofi Kingston, Daniel Bryan stuff, or the stuff with the Raw Tag Team Championships. It's just like, they're trying to do too much in one storyline, and it isn't working at the same time. So it's just like, we know that there's no way that Becky loses at Fastlane, but at the same time, it's like, well, who's going to care about that match at Fastlane if everyone knows Becky's going to win it? They're not doing all of this circle after circle after circle after circle storyline just for all of a sudden come to Fastlane and then, piss off every fan and say, ha, 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 Charlotte won. Now it's just a singles. And then what? It becomes a singles after Fastlane and they do something else to stick Becky in there? I don't think they're gonna reinvent the wheel that way and say, oh, well, Becky lost at Fastlane, but we're still going to get her in the match. We're still going to put her in the match. It's like, no, Becky has to win on Sunday, and we go from there. But that's what I think of this whole Ronda Rousey, Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair storyline. There's too much to it. They're trying to make it too oversaturated. It's too just convoluted, too much everything, and I feel like it could turn some fans off.